Becoming a 5.0 level pickleball player is one of the most elusive, most sought after achievements in all of pickleball. There are a few key things that 5.0 level pickleball players all do that you need to start doing in your game if you want to get there. With enough practice and using the right techniques and strategies, you're going to get there too. Today I'm going to share with you guys 4 things that all 5.0 pickleball players are doing, and this is why they get so good. The first thing that 5.0 pickleball players are doing all the time is being able to transition between the hard game and the soft game. They have good patience, and just because the ball starts going fast doesn't mean that they're going to let the ball keep going fast. If you want to get to a high level of pickleball, you have to be able to make that switch immediately. Sometimes you're going to hit a really good speed up, your opponent's going to hit a really good counter attack, and you're really going to want to keep crushing that ball. But instead, what you have to do if you want to win the point is just put it back in the kitchen. Sometimes it's better to go hard and then soft to make sure that the point draws on longer instead of going for a low counterattack or speed up that might cause to lose the point. It's better to get that ball back in the kitchen and keep working the point. So sometimes, even if I hit a good speed up, it's going to come back hard. And then there, I should just reset it instead of engaging the firefight. Anytime my opponent attacks and the ball comes down low towards my knees, I need to be able to reset that so I can get the ball back in the kitchen and then go back to my dink rally. I need to transition from the hard game back to the dink rally. So again, if I hit that ball and it comes back hard, just reset it. If it's too hard and it's too low. Now, if the ball comes back high, that's where I can get into the firefight. So if I hit a speed up and I get a higher one, then I can go ahead and engage in that firefight. But if it comes back really hard at me and it's low and I don't think I can get a really good counter attack, just reset, go back to the soft game. Now the key is when the ball is below the net, you have to reset it. The reason for this is simple physics. If I'm hitting the ball from below the net here, I have to open up the paddle face to be able to get it over the net. So if I hit the ball hard from this angle, it's gonna pop right up, right into my opponent's strike zone. That's an easy put away for my opponent if I'm speeding up from down here. So instead, I'm gonna loosen up my grip and I'm just gonna dink it back. Slow shots, we're just gonna dink back. Now to follow up on that, our second quality of 5.0 level pickleball players is that they're making really good choices at the line. That is, they're not hitting dumb speed ups, they're working the point using their dinks, and they're being very patient. So a good decision is to make sure that anytime the ball is low, we're hitting a dink, and anytime the ball is high, we're hitting a speed up. So if I'm dinking back and forth, I want to be patient, have a lot of trust in my dinks, but remember, if that ball is low, I'm not going to speed it up, but if it's high, then I can go. So if it's down here, I'm not going to speed it up because I'm either going to miss it, or if I speed that one up too and it's too low, it goes out. But if I get a high dink or a ball I can take out of the air, that's the one where I can go for my speed up and attack. The third thing that all 5.0 pickleball players are doing is they're being patient in the transition zone and playing with confidence in the mid-court. So if I'm hitting my third shot from the baseline and I don't hit a good third shot, I want to have that confidence to stay back. Or if I hit a pretty good third shot and I start moving up, I don't want to rush my way through the transition zone. I want to get there, stop, hit my next shot as a reset, and then continue up to the kitchen. So if I'm hitting my third and it's a little bit high, I can stay back. I can have that confidence that I can rally from back here. Now if I get a good one and I start moving up, I'm not gonna rush. I'm gonna come up slowly. I'm gonna wait for that ball to get low on my opponent, and then I'm gonna work my way all the way up to the line and then get established from here. What we wanna avoid is just rushing up to the kitchen. I hear so many coaches telling players just get up there after the third. And all these players that are 3.0s and 3.5s are just running up there. It's like a kamikaze mission. They're going straight up to the kitchen and getting slammed off the third shot. So it would look something like this, where I hit the ball high, run up, and there's no way it can get that. I'm just toast if I hit my third shot like that. And believe it or not, that's what a lot of players at those intermediate levels are doing. We gotta be confident and patient. We gotta understand that we have the skills to be able to put the ball back in the kitchen and in the court, and understand that it's not that hard to rally from behind the baseline. But we just want to be patient and confident. Patient and confident. If you can do that, you can make your way up to the kitchen every single time. The fourth thing that 5.0 players are doing is respecting their opponent's third shots when they hit a good one that's landing in the kitchen. Among 4.0 and even 4.5 players, what I see a lot is always trying too hard to keep their opponents back when they're hitting the third shot. So if I'm standing here as the receiving team at the kitchen and my opponent hits a third shot, sometimes if I'm thinking about keeping them back too much, I might reach in and then hit the ball hard from below the net. Like I was talking about earlier, that causes a pop-up. So if my opponent here hits a great third shot and I reach and hit it up, I'm gonna get slammed because I'm trying too hard to keep them back. If I have to reach into the kitchen like this to hit my opponent's third shot drop, I should just let it bounce, respect that they hit a great shot and they're gonna make it up to the kitchen, and just dink it back in the kitchen. All I wanna do is just keep that ball in play and not get attacked at that point. Again, like I said earlier, we don't attack from below the net. So the alternative, the better way to approach this, would be is if my opponent hits a good one, I respect it, dink it back, and then we're gonna play it out from there. Of course, there are many different factors that determine whether you're gonna be able to make it to a 5.0 level. The most important one of those things is practice. 5.0 players are practicing all the time. You're not just gonna wake up one day and be a 5.0. But if you start using those 4 strategies and incorporating those in your game and practice, you're gonna be a lot closer to getting there. And I'm telling you, those are some of the key things that 5.0s are doing that 4.0s and 4.5s really aren't doing at all. So to recap, our 4 key things that we're gonna be doing to reach a 5.0 level are 1, making sure that we're transitioning well between the hard and the soft game. So we're being patient, we're not counterattacking low balls. 2, making sure that we're making good choices at the kitchen line. So we're not speeding up low balls and we are attacking high balls. 3, being patient in the transition zone and having the confidence to stay back and continue to rally even if we hit a high drop and we have to stay back behind the baseline and not moving up on our high drops. And then 4, making sure that we are conceding the third shot if our opponent hits it well and into the kitchen. That means we're not gonna reach in and try to force them to stay back when they hit a good shot, and we're not gonna be able to keep them back.